thought it would be nice to do a video about connection. I've been connecting recently with people all around the world around a common theme of looking after our planet and looking after people as well. So I've learned from that actually just how meaningful and important it is to have those connections with people, and also to find meaning and purpose, and to be in alignment with a set of that values that hold meaning for me, um, as well as the time that I take to connect with nature. Just recognizing that actually all those things are important. And I read a while ago a book by Johann Carey about lost connections, which talks about these various disconnections and their relationship with depression. It's a very good book, and I would recommend reading it, even if you're not somebody who suffers with depression. There's lots of really interesting insights, but he talks about connection with nature, connection with other people, meaning and values, and a number of other things that are important, I think, for our well-being. So I thought I'd create a little mini journey around these various kinds of connection. And one of the things that I was reflecting on was the different ways that we connect. We obviously connect through communication, so by speaking and listening, but we connect in other ways as well. So obviously most of my nature connection isn't about speaking and listening, it's about sensing in different ways, so using obviously the common senses, the touch, sight, hearing and so on, but also connecting more from other places as well, so listening in different ways and sort of really sort of feeling through. We have a number of other senses. Scientists think maybe as many as 30 different senses in the body, but they're also we connect, I think, through our hearts, through emotion. We can obviously pick up things like body language and just getting a sense. It's almost a sort of intuitive sense of somebody's mood and what's going on, those sorts of things. So there's lots of non-verbal communication, and lots of ways that we can come together without even needing a common language. So smiling is a huge one, immediately, or laughter. You don't have to be able to understand maybe a conversation or something to burst into laughter with somebody. It's infectious. And yeah, sort of just watching people's facial features light up, those things can be really powerful, and very deep moments of connection, even with people that we may never have met before, but they're they run quite deep, through things that seem relatively simple, but we very often don't take the time to do them. So this journey is going to be a little bit about exploring into that, and just noticing the different ways that we connect, and giving invitations to really just have a little adventure with it, and just dabble with connecting in lots of different ways. So the plan is to start with favourite connection of mine, which is connecting with the earth. And I find this is a really useful one for grounding and giving a sense of there's always this space that we can come back to at any time. And sometimes it can be quite intense, it can be quite intimate, when we're sort of making ourselves sort of vulnerable through connection, that it's almost that vulnerability is a requirement. We have to kind of drop our guard a little bit. So it's good to have a space that we can come back into at any point, and just recognize that, as we approach our sort of edges, that you've got somewhere that you can also find yourself still. As much as there's this kind of adventure, there's also this familiar sense of home. So we'll start with the connection with the earth, and then looking at things like connection with self, exploring around, what are our values, what brings meaning to our lives, etc. And just very gently looking at those on a very maybe fairly superficial level is the invitation. Obviously, you're very welcome to go deeper with that. This is a kind of mini journey, so it's just inviting a sort of exploration there, and there are sort of various paths that will sort of maybe say yes, the path is there, and if you wish to take that path, then that's very much something that you could do. So yeah, looking at connection with ourselves, connection with our bodies, connection with nature, and connection with other people, and yeah, then really within that framework, kind of just bringing in those ideas of values and meaning, and see where we go from there. So I'm excited to connect with you on this journey.